All right, welcome to HeroQuest fans. So it is June 11th. This is just a slapdash video that we threw up here. I'm actually on my lunch break, so I'm sure our other friends out there in the world of HeroQuest on YouTube will be chiming in shortly if they haven't already on this bit of news, probably with more sober comments, so to speak. But it was leaked. It was posted on the HeroQuest fans Discord. At least that's where I saw it first. Apparently, it was on a Facebook group, and it was also posted on YouTube by. Let me see if I can get the name right here. One second. This guy here, Neo Custom Miniatures Vlog TV, 25 minutes ago, and it mentions being invited to an online conference with Avalon Hill. Now, this image, some people were immediately suspicious. They said, this looks fake. This looks like it's AI generated. We know that HeroQuest First Light is a real product. We know that HeroQuest First Light is coming out this year. I have a reliable source that told me some time ago that, yes, there was interest in coming up with a starter set for HeroQuest, probably most likely for big box retail store like Target or something of that nature, a lower price point. Beyond that, we didn't know anything about it. Nobody was saying anything. And I have it on good authority that whatever this is, this was not completed while Encarmine, aka Chris Nato, was still in charge of Avalon Hill's HeroQuest team. So there's certainly a possibility that whatever this is, it's not going to be a good thing. But I'm staying on the positive side. We're talking about it right now as we speak in the HeroQuest fans Discord. And I'm with those who say, yeah, it's probably a good thing. As long as the higher ups at Hasbro are following what Avalon Hill kind of began with the HeroQuest remake back in 2020 and 2021 and so on, I don't think this is a bad thing. But my speculation is this: this we're seeing here is a real cover. People pointed out, well, it looks kind of like it's really generic, maybe AI generated. There's some very small anomalies. Um, if it is fake, we just got through the whole thing with Jungles of Delthrak, with people pointing out that even though we had that fake cover way back in the day for Jungles of Delthrak, it was a deliberate Easter egg to get us going. It had ended up showing us parts of actual miniatures. The theme was correct. All the information was correct except for the dice. So even if people want to say that this is not the final product cover, I wouldn't dismiss it outright as a hoax. Now, at the end of the day, I will be freer to comment on stuff, and so for all we know, someone will post some more clarifying information. I don't expect a swift answer from Avalon Hill at this time. If it's an actual leak, there's probably nothing they can say about it. Now, if what this person is saying is correct, that he is maybe one of these influencers that was invited to participate in some type of promotional thing or advisory thing, just like we'd had for HeroQuest Day last year and before the HasLab campaign even began. People just that you never think of as HeroQuest commenters. I mean, one of them is still in the biz, as they say, always bored, never boring. I mean, he got one of those early packs, that had the dice, the tomb, the pre-painted dwarf. So I mean, there's real people out there that really do get official leaks, and they were probably given permission to do so because that's the whole point. They're trying to generate hype, they're trying to generate discussion. It's viral marketing. So I have no reason to believe that this is fake, that this is not, real. I mean, people know the title and they know the basic idea of First Light, so this could be a mock-up or something. But it looks fairly convincing, even if the style is somewhat different than what we've seen before. Let's take a closer look. Okay, we just had a little recording issue there. So we see it says First Light. We've got Mentor Seal on there. Your hero's journey starts here. Inside the box is everything you need to start playing Hero Quest. So I'm just going to give voice to these opinions. It's not me trying to start rumors or be a doomsayer. But some would say, okay, the existence of something like this Hero Quest First Light that appears to be an affordable starter set meant to be sold at big box retailers like Target. that this means that they're going to stop producing the big box game system, that that's going to go away and we're just going to have this. I don't think that's a given. I think there is, since we don't know what's actually in the box yet, I mean, at the time of this recording, it's quite possible that there are exclusives in here which will cause people to want to buy this. The fact that third-party sellers are discounting the game system, like I've seen like $67 on Amazon for the 2022 set, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. We don't necessarily have to take that as a clue that First Light is going to replace the main game system. But this title game system here does raise a lot of questions, which people are talking about now on HeroQuest Fans Discord and elsewhere. I'm sure our friends Amalgamash and Always Bored Never Boring, Sir Deathvids, LaGuardia de Morcar, aka Cristobal, HeroQuest, Italia, Grog, Dungeon Master, uh, whoever I'm forgetting, all those people are going to talk about this and maybe in more depth and more calmly than I am right now because they'll have had more time to think about it and maybe more details will come to light. Maybe Avalon Hill will comment on this and say, nope, that's not the final box. This is a hoax. Pay it no mind. Or they'll say, yep, that's real. Here's some more details about it. So if this is real and this is out already, then I would not be surprised at all if we learn more at Gen Con, if not before. So if it's coming out this year, I mean, they only have 6 months to get everything out there. Now, I do have it on good authority, of course, that this this was not under Incarming's leadership, and that doesn't mean that he didn't know that it was going to come out or he objected to it. We have no opinions from him on that, and that makes sense. I mean, why would he comment on something that he wasn't a part of or didn't have a hand in? So it's not necessarily saying that this is some type of break or swerve or backtrack from the plan that he had with the Avalon Hill HeroQuest team. So I wouldn't jump to that conclusion, but I'm sure there's people that wonder that. I've wondered it myself. Moving forward, is HeroQuest going to stay on the same trajectory of success and community outreach that it had before? They seem to have gone quieter. I mean, if you're not on Instagram or X, you might not be as in tune with them. There isn't as much communication. Doug Hopkins is definitely trying to speak with fans when he can on the Avalon Hill Discord, but it's definitely not as active as it was. So people have instead focused their attention on these conventions, which is fine. I mean, you may not get daily updates. You may just have to wait a few months, and then at a convention, they're going to show up and say, here's all these things, let's answer all these questions, here it is. But if this is real and this is what it appears to be, then this is more confirmation that they are trying to reach a wider audience. They're trying to get HeroQuest into regular stores so that regular casual buyers can see it. I mean, you see a different art style here. Some people were saying that it looks like it's AI generated. Now, let's say it is. Let's just assume this is AI generated or AI assisted or whatever. Hasbro is not above doing that. Wizards of the Coast has gotten caught. There was some controversy with D&D about some artists using AI in some places to create stuff. That doesn't mean it's fake. Then, of course, we know from Jungles of Delthrak, having a fake cover with obvious AI images on it is not necessarily a fake out. It could be an Easter egg. So this might be a mock-up that's designed to show us what the real thing is going to be. This might be a complete hoax, but I doubt it. But people were pointing out your hero's journey starts here. That could be just a generic invite to any player. That could also be a sign that maybe the quests inside this box are not the same 14 quests we've seen before, but maybe they're a bunch of solo quests. Now, I would say to that, it still says 2 to 5 players. Why would they give us a bunch of solo quests and then just say, yeah, make up the group quests yourself? If this is a starter set, it might have some of the 14, it might have brand new ones. Since it's just paper, they could put as many quests in here as they wanted. And even if there's fewer monsters, let's say, just guessing, they could use the quest notes to give those monsters new stats. So there's lots of stuff that they could do even if they were working from the standpoint of having a smaller box with fewer components. Now, if they somehow figure out a way to cram all that stuff in there, maybe by using multiple room tiles and corridor tiles instead of just folding the board many more times to fit it in, they could still make it fully compatible with all the expansions, because that's the concern. It's like, well, if they don't use the same board, then you'd still have to buy the big box game system to get all the expansions. And that's fine, but why would they call it game system on here if they didn't mean to imply that this will be compatible with like the Frozen Horror and Mage of the Mirror and Rise of the Dread Moon and everything else out there? And we only see the basic 4 heroes. The designs look the same, but the sculpts might be different for all we know. So there could be reasons why, even if this is the same content, so to speak, that other fans who already own HeroQuest might want to buy it. They might want just more miniatures, more dice, more tiles. Or if there's alternate sculpts, hey, great. Now, my one-time theory was, well, what if they take the mythic, and I'm not the only one who said this, but what if they take the mythic heroes and put them in here? Well, they don't. I mean, we've got the female elf with the armor and everything. We've got the male barbarian, male dwarf, male wizard. So they all look to be more or less the same as what we've seen before. More of a realistic style, which I kind of like. I kind of like that. Less of the cartoony style, so maybe more of a throwback to the old game, even though it doesn't have the nostalgic pose that we're used to. So anyway, a lot of speculation about a drop like this. Time will tell, but I wouldn't freak out about this. I would just say, if this is what it appears to be, this is good. This is great. Whether you buy this or not, this will get more people into HeroQuest, which is a good thing. Maybe we'll start to see other countries getting it. Maybe thanks to something like this, if it's because people are more willing to take a chance on a game. I mean, which if it were a brand new game that you've never played before and it was $50 versus 135, obviously the smaller, cheaper game is going to be a smaller risk to take for a brand new player. If the components are the same and compatible, maybe you would upgrade to the bigger deluxe box, and you'd have these components to add to it to have more. I mean, why would you need 2 copies of the dwarf? You probably wouldn't, unless you're painting them, which you got to consider that too. I mean, there's people who will buy dice I mean, they'll buy a whole set just to get extra dice. Sure, why not? You could put more white dice in there if you wanted. The 2 to 5 players in the game system does make me think, yeah, compatible. Well, anyway, I'm just kind of repeating myself at this point. So that's what we have. HeroQuest First Light. Apparently, the cover is leaked. So come back for more updates later. I'm going to be working the rest of the day, so I won't have time to comment, but definitely follow the discussion in the HeroQuest fans Discord. You can check that out, and I will link it in the description. Thanks for watching. Okay, HeroQuest fans, this is the other image that was shown. You really don't get anything more out of this except just the detail on the edge of the box. So I wanted to show that again. So once again, the source of this image is from YouTube, also posted on Facebook by a fan who basically is claiming to be part of some type of event or reveal or online conference with Avalon Hill, which again, we know that they have worked with fans, influencers, and so forth in the past. So if he's telling the truth, this was probably an authorized release. This is probably intentional to get us excited and get us talking about HeroQuest First Light. And if this is what we think it is, a starter set that's compatible with the other expansions, I think overall it's a good thing. Hopefully it bodes well for the future of HeroQuest. So we'll just keep watching and we'll keep updating. And definitely, if you see some news, go ahead and post it on HeroQuest fans. If you see that it's missing from some other social media, spread it around. That's what we do. I appreciate the guerrilla reporting. I appreciate the leaks. So all good stuff. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care.